full title of the film is Of Good Report. What is it? Without being too evasive, I would call it Little Red Riding Hood, told from the wolf's perspective. It's a psycho drama or thriller with infused with a little bit of comedy. It's about a stranger who comes to a town, and he's a man of good repute, or in this case of good report. He's a teacher, and he's a substitute teacher who joins a school, and he inadvertently gets into a relationship, an illicit relationship with one of his students. However, it goes awry because he becomes very obsessed with her. I won't spoil it beyond that.
Okay, wonderful. And is this a film that's based on anything in quote unquote real life, or is this a purely kind of imaginary exploration as a writer for you?
From a writing perspective, it's completely fictional.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely fictional tale.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of write what we know in one way or another, whether it's conscious or subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely elements in it that are based in some form of reality.
Mm-hmm.
But however, no, it's completely a fictional tale.
When did you, from the beginning of like, I want to write this script, to, oh my God, I finished my film and this is we're in final post. How long was that process for you?
I got the first draft out of the script in 6 months, and then I polished it over a period of two and a half years. So the writing process took me 2.5 years. It sat around for a bit, for maybe 4 or 5 months, and then we went into pre-production. Shot it for 3 weeks, and edited it for a year. So it's a genesis, I'd say, of 4 years.
How was the film funded? How did you get investments, and is it through a program in South Africa available to you? Yes.
Okay. No, it didn't get any institutional funding. In fact, it was rather rejected for institutional funding by the powers that be. So it's all private investment, but the person I'd really tip my hat off to would be my wife, because she took all of her savings, crazy woman, and she put it into the film just to get us started. And then a benefactor, Mr. Gibson Janja, came on board, and he gave us the shooting budget. So each stage, because it's an independent film, each stage was incrementally funded. Once I had it shot, things became a little bit easier. I was able to approach Spear Films and their prolific producer, Mr. Michael Orette, and he basically came on board as a producer, and he helped us finish it, basically, get funding from other sources. And also, believe it or not, I know it's a South African film, but we got major support from the Icelandic Film Center. And that's actually where I've just come from. We did online finishing and post there. So they've been really great.
So are these co-productions, international co-production officially?
Yeah, it is an international co-production between South Africa and Iceland.
Well, I believe it, because that's how things are getting made these days. So that's an interesting process. And how did you say, I'm going to the Icelandic Film Commission or production company? How did it become Iceland? Did you meet them at another film festival?
Again, as I said, when Michael Orette came on board as the film's producer, he was able to pull that resource. His company, Spear Films, is based in South Africa, London, and Iceland. So they have offices in Iceland. And so as a company that is based in Iceland, they were able to approach the Icelandic Film Center. And they came on board.
And how, I guess it's more detailed, but just briefly, how did so they do it through tax credits and programs that they have in place on a public funds level in Iceland? Do you know about that?
I can't give you full detail of how they operate.
Structured,
Michael would be a better person to ask that, but yes, pretty much it is that. It is a public fund.
Okay. And are other parts of your team here at TIFF with you?
Michael Orette is here with me. The Icelandic partner or producer, Heather Millard, was also here. However, she's left. So those were the two people that came. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring my cast. It's a bit expensive this
Of course it is, of course. And what is your impression of TIFF?
I'm totally enamored by it, obviously. I mean, as a young filmmaker, I've always coveted having a film here in some way or form, you know, and for it to finally happen at my second attempt, I'm very proud of that.
What is your festival life looking like this?
It's looking pretty cool. We are in official competition at the London Film Festival, which I'm very proud of because we're actually the first African film to ever be in competition there. So
it's about time.
You know.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I feel very blessed that the BFI has looked at our film and said, hey,
let's go.
Let's compete. So that's happening in a couple of weeks. And then immediately thereafter, I'll be hopping across to the Chicago Film Festival, and then hopping back to London again for the London African Film Festival. That's quite a few.
Who's doing your festival strategy?
Spear Films is.
So they're so good. So they're thinking if you've this is your premiere then here at TIFF.
Yeah, this is the world premiere. It was supposed to premiere at the Durban International Film Festival, which is our South Africa, our film festival back home. But it couldn't because the Film and Publication Board, the South African Film and Publication Board, decided to not give a classification, which by definition means that they banned the film. So
can you talk about that, please?
Sure. Yeah, we were supposed to open the festival. We were the opening film festival.
And for the Durban?
Yes, ma'am. We were the opening film for Durban Film Festival. And 2 days or a day before we were supposed to screen, we were told that, or at least the festival was told that the film had been refused classification because in their eyes they deemed it child pornography.